Hello and welcome back everyone to La-Mulana Randomizer. In this episode we'll be doing the La-Mulana check and we finally get the goddamn glove. Oh well. The glove allows us to actually push blocks faster. That's it. We've already solved the majority of the block pushing puzzles, so it doesn't help us anymore. Damn it.
We'll just make it that much faster from now on.
But there's like almost no block pushing puzzles left in the game.
Well,
that's the problem.
The not almost part will be solved with expedience. Fuck you, son.
Sure. Alright, so you'll notice that the monster check here is actually live, but when I attempt to use Tarud, which will be just in a moment.
Tarude Sandstorm.
It doesn't work. And it doesn't work because the lights aren't on. So yes, I have to actually get the life seal in order to do monster check.
We're pretty sure this is a $20 bill, but we can't see the whole thing. I'm sorry.
Oh well.
God damn, I just ate my 20.
So, Pat Scardet is once again lost at what to do.
Yes, these thinky moments are very, how shall I put it, candid. Very candid indeed.
Yeah. The thinky moments are the whole reason why this part is not, why the playthrough doesn't end here. Because most of the time I can do a run in about 4.5 hours. At least after this. Even the current run that I'm doing, outside right now, I'm at about an hour and a half in, and I've already killed 4 bosses. Or rather, I've killed 3 bosses, and I'm set up to kill my 4th.
Well, you're all warmed up. Dolphin.
And let's see, we've not actually set up that particular puzzle, so I think that's what we should be doing now, the Twin Labyrinths map puzzle. But I don't think we have flares, do we?
It's hard to tell when we're about to enter a shop or when we're just about to enter a different map. This is a shop.
Alright, this is Little Brother's shop? Yep, that's Little Brother's shop.
Because that doorway was dark, and this one is white, which means that there's lots of light in it. Behold.
Actually, that means for Twin Labyrinth specifically, it means it's one of the Twin Labyrinth teleporters that are activated by the twin statue.
Welcome.
Oh look, the vessel! Yay, we are broke again.
Thank God.
Alright, so the vessel is needed for what is effectively the very last puzzle in the game. We will eventually need to fill the vessel with a very specific liquid, and then feed that liquid to the final boss.
Well, of course, you gotta take the 3 pieces. You can't just have them in your inventory.
We are still missing the Fruit of Eden as well, so we can't actually get into Gate of Illusion from here.
This piece of Eden will make you immortal, indeed.
And that's one of the big issues that the Spalder has. You can deal damage to certain enemies and not kill them with the Spalder, whereas your normal weapon damage would actually kill them. So what we had to do there is go and kill the Tsuchinokos that were flying around, and yes, those are supposed to be Tsuchinoko / flying fish.
Yeah.
Now, in order to actually do that, you have to use the Lamp of Time in order to slow them down enough so you can actually see them, and then you can use any of your weapon attacks in order to deal damage to them. They only have a single hit point, but you're supposed to use Earth Spears in order to damage them through the solid objects that they're sitting behind.
Well, I like that they had a slow down time, like you're firing a bullet at an electron in the electron cloud, where there's speculation as to whether or not electrons truly can be in 2 places at once because they're moving that goddamn fast.
Do electrons actually supersede the speed of light?
Well, nothing moves faster than the speed of light, but and that's why electrons move practically at the speed of light, and that's why the electron cloud is a matter of probability that the electron is there at any given moment.
Okay.
But yeah, slowing down time. Very La-Mulana. I think Wind Waker let you slow down time a couple times, or let you unfreeze time is what it did. So the curse had already been laid.
Alright, so what we're doing here is we're connecting the two halves of the Temple of Moonlight. And you need either Shuriken or Rolling Shuriken to solve that particular puzzle. And yes, that puzzle does have a mural that tells you how to solve it. It's just that I don't need to see it, so I didn't show it off. I believe that one is actually not in the Temple of Moonlight, though. I think that one's actually in Temple of the Sun. But since Temple of the Sun is the backside part of Temple of Moonlight, you know, it's not that far away. But yes, because we still don't have the birth seal specifically, we cannot go and solve the other puzzles that are here. Zelpod, where is the birth seal? We need the birth seal so we can go fight Anubis.
Zelpod, keep your eyes open. There's something to do around here, god damn it. And okay, and then check your inventory, Zelpod, as soon as you see the thing. If you see the thing, confirm that we have the correct items in our inventory, we'll do it. Otherwise, we just gotta leave it behind. Well, this way, you always have something to do, no matter where you go.
Yeah, that's not entirely accurate, actually. I mean, it feels that way a good portion of the time, but it just usually isn't. I don't know why I'm checking this, because if Argus is down, that means I've definitely checked this.
Very genuine. Would that be a thing?
Gurded, what are you attempting to do?
Now, would that be something that a player might wonder? Did I get this yet? And say, oh, yep, I definitely got this, and then they pick a game.
Yes, actually, especially if you're not using text tracks and text plus. Yeah, see, even not quite as Pascourdet doesn't know what to do.
Well, saving the game usually is a good first step with full health. Just get full health, save the game.
Now, one of the best things about the randomizer is actually the fact that it gives us a spoiler log. So at any point, if you seriously are that lost, you can just cop out yourself and get in and look at the spoiler log. For the record, it's definitely something I should have been doing more for this playthrough, but it honestly does feel very cheaty to look at the spoiler log from my perspective. It's not a thing that I enjoy doing, but it is a thing that I find myself doing every once in a while because specifically for, look, a treasure chest. But unfortunately, we don't have the Moonlight talisman at the moment.
Because it's cursed.
So what we're instead going to go do after since the fairy points should have restored is we're going to go solve another key fairy treasure. And whap.
And jump.
All right. So yes, as Pascourdet has mentioned, I looked at spoilers for the run. It is officially tainted. I am sorry, people.
I think it's, well, okay, so at this point, do you feel like the game is harder or the game is easier than you would be if you were at the same point just doing a normal playthrough?
If I was doing a normal playthrough? Well, if I was doing a normal playthrough, I would not have access to the flail whip right now. Most certainly not.
But you're not even using the flail whip.
Yeah, we're using the flail whip. I mean, we're not fighting bosses, sure, but we're using the flail whip. It is the weapon that we're using.
Well, I mean, for the sake of just, you know, understanding what is the next step, because I feel that would be a lot easier to determine if this was a normal playthrough where you're just getting the things that are actually placed in a fixed schema. This is a differently colored room. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh.
That was Eden, and now we are in the Gate of Illusion, an area that I spoiled off a little bit earlier by telling you its name. Eden isn't actually a thing. It is always the Gate of Illusion, and by putting down the Fruit of Paradise, aka the Fruit of Eden, well, you unlock what is the actual form of the Gate of Illusion. This area is almost as bad as Chamber of Birth, but it's less weight intensive, but has got significantly more cryptic puzzles on it. A majority of the tablets here are lying to you, or rather, they're not lying to you; they're just not being helpful, like bastards.
Yeah, those can suck. They start getting less useful as the game goes on.
Actually, no. This is specifically the gimmick for this area. A majority of the tablets in here are not useful. Specifically in this bottom half. Specifically in the bottom half of Gate of Illusion. Once we get to the top half of Gate of Illusion, well, then the tablets start getting useful again.
You know, because it doesn't necessarily mean that there's a sculptor's idol in the room just because you see a blue fire. The nobles know that you want to rest at a sculptor's idol in order to restore your health. That's why they're going to put blue fire over there to lure you in and kill you before you... Oh my goodness, that is a dick thing to do. But it is funny, and that's the type of shit that you start to see late game in good games. Games that know that the player has learned the tropes, and they're using the tropes against you now.
La-Mulana 2 does that, but La-Mulana 1 only does that like once specifically, and it's in the Shrine of the Mother. You see, you don't usually have access to the Shrine of the Mother until the very end of the game, and so the first room of Shrine of the Mother has an instant kill death trap.
Get out of my face.
Yes, you have to talk to this guy twice.
Got pepper.
The first time that you talk to him, he's supposed to give you pepper, and the second time, if you have the treasures, he's supposed to give you the anchor. This time, he gave us the crystal skull, which allows us to access my second least favorite area in the entire game.
It's got to be done, Mr. Greta.
It does have to be done. Let's go. For the record, the area that we're going to is actually really fucking kick-ass. It is where all of La-Mulana 1's combat problems are laid bare, and it's where a lot of blah. All right, we got the crystal skull from the anchor guy. So what we have to do is use the crystal skull here to spawn this ladder, and welcome to the Dimensional Corridor. The Dimensional Corridor is the both best and worst area in the entire game. I say this a lot about every area, but I actually mean it for Dimensional Corridor. There are a bunch of different checks in here that if you do not know that they are there, they're going to punish you for. Also, whilst you are inside the Dimensional Corridor, your Grail no longer works. There's a story reason for this, but that means when you enter this area, you cannot warp out. Thankfully, there is a door out right there. So we have the ability to get in/out of the Dimensional Corridor relatively easily. The gimmick with the Dimensional Corridor is that all of these mini-bosses that we'll be slaying very easily because we have the Flail Whip, unless you have the Dimensional Key, are immune to death.
So you're just supposed to ignore them.
Yes, if you do not have the Dimensional Key.
Christ.
But you're supposed to have the Dimensional Key the first time you go through here. This is actually the second to last area in the game that they want you to get through. It's this area and then Shrine of the Mother that you're supposed to go through. Although you're supposed to you're supposed to get to Shrine of the Mother first in order to unlock this area, but that's kind of a slight spoiler. This particular mini boss is one of my least favorite mini bosses in this area, specifically because it guards this goddamn treasure. There is a Torud scan here that if you don't know is there, you can't get screwed out of it, thankfully. But if you don't know it's there, you're never going to find it.
Fire the hookworm. The burrow.
Yeah. Wow, this looks like it's a pretty simple mini boss so far, right, Mr. Cloud?
And then the next time when you kill these guys, then 3 worms comes out.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
Alright. Oh, okay.
Hello.
So 5 worms. Very nice.
Now, to be perfectly honest, I'm not doing this as well as I'm supposed to. There is, in fact, a safe zone that's directly to that's directly to my character's position's right. But unfortunately, I can never find the damn thing. So
Yeah, we're doing just fine.
we are doing just fine. But this is after a shitload of practice.
Nice.
This particular mini boss, if you don't know what the safe zone is, can rip you the fuck in half.
Yeah.
And to be perfectly honest, I'm okay with that, given that this is the second to last mini boss before we get our first major checkpoint. But it is also, it guards 2.5 treasure checks on it. So like, I'm not okay with the fact that I have to do this boss damn near perfectly multiple times in the event that I failed the first time.
And in the next part, we will reinforce that.
Continue going through the dimensional corridor.
Practice makes
I actually
perfect.
do like this area, but fuck this area.
Yep.